Hey guys, Swiggity here, and I just wanted to thank you at the start of this video. You've been absolutely killing it. I've tripled subscribers in the past 2 weeks. That is a comedy number. I can hardly believe it. So anyway, now's the time for the obligatory reminder. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. You know, I had a lot of fun making it. This game mode is fucking insane. But I do videos like this every week, so if you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe. It'll cost you nothing, and it'll make my day. I love you all. Now on with the video.
Swiggity's the name, Sworkin's my game, and this video needs no introduction. You saw the title when you clicked on it. The Mercenaries mode from the original Resident Evil 4 just came out in the remake in all its remastered glory. We can go ahead and ignore the fact that I am 2 weeks late to this shit. I was doing a little litmus test with the other two videos. So, here is everything you need to know about the Mercenary mode. The truth about the Mercenaries. Starting off with the basics, there are 3 things to keep in mind. The time, the score, and the map. When you kill enemies or pick up green time prisms, you'll get more time in the match. If time runs out, your game is over. As for the score, well, the more enemies you kill, or doing specific types of kills, or picking up specific objects and maps can give you more and more score. For instance, on every map there's a chicken that when shot drops a golden egg, which can give you a free 50,000 points if you pick it up. I'm normally against animal cruelty, but if it can make me rich, then fuck that tree-hugging shit. And then there are 3 maps for the Mercenaries to dick around in. The Village Pueblo, the Castle, and the Military Island. The Village is the starting map. It's the only map you'll have available to you initially. It's the opening village from the main game, with a sinister set of twists that change how you play it entirely. For one, there are 150 enemies total, and they feel nigh infinite. Not to mention that after a certain number of kills, a boss will spawn. The rotation of bosses for the village is as such. The first boss is a hammer-wielding brute. Then second is the menacing Dr. Salvador, followed by the Chainsaw Sisters, and then finally Dr. Salvador and the Chainsaw Sisters together. Try not to lose your head when you're dealing with these scary motherfuckers. Once you play at least one run of the Mercenaries on the village, you unlock the second map, the Castle. The Castle is just the opening ramparts of Chapter 7, slightly modified to better fit the run-and-gun style game mode that we have here. Of course, while modified, that doesn't mean you're scot-free just yet. See, for whatever goof-fuck reason, they decided to keep the catapults from this section in this area. So while you're dodging Ganados in the opening stage of the match, trying to grab timer increases, you also have to dodge raining hellfire. The boss rotation of this area is as follows. First we have a Zealot, then a Garrador, then 2 Zealots, then an Armored Garrador, and then finally both an Armored and Unarmored Garrador at once respectively. Also, apparently you can use the cannon a little bit. That's badass as fuck, but I wouldn't overdo it on any normal threat. Just bait the Garradors into it and deal with the rest of the enemies how you normally would. And once you complete a run at the castle, you unlock the island, this time during the day. This island section is from the AA gun part of the mic section from the base game. The bosses, for the final time, spawn like this. A brute with the crossbow nail gun arm cannon thing, 2 boxing brute buddies, 2 hammer brutes, and then 2 nail gun arm cannon brutes to round out the game. The island is filled with the normal island Ganados, which can be a total pain in the ass to keep up with which ones have helmets, which ones have body armors, which ones have shields, and which ones have rocket launchers. Who thought this was a good idea? Yeah, so if you see a lot of them grouped up, don't be scared to throw a grenade to clean out the chaff. This is the final and most claustrophobic map, so after you beat this one, feel free to never play it again. Ugh, I still have nightmares. Something interesting about this Mercenaries mode is that it has a Mayhem Mode ability for each character, where you can charge it up to do something special and game-changing that is obviously different for each character. And once you charge up the bar completely, you can overcharge it once or twice to fill up these little nodes that, when full, keep the Mayhem running longer and longer, with a much bigger score increase to boot. Oh right, that reminds me, the characters. We can't talk about Mercenaries mode without discussing the Mercenaries you'll be playing as. The first you get to play as is Leon Kennedy. He comes with the game mode, so to unlock the rest of the characters, you'll have to play as him first. He comes with a bog standard loadout, an SP-09R, a riot gun, a semi-auto sniper, a knife, and a couple other trinkets that'll help kick absolute ass. Not to mention his Mayhem mode, which allows you to do more damage per shot and gain an increase in movement speed while active. Play him on the farm and get an honestly shocking easy A rank to unlock our next mercenary, and crowd favorite Spanish sexyman. Luis Sera's up next, sporting the classic Red 9 and bolt action combo. He's got a glass cannon setup, sporting high damage but slow fire rate. You've really got to pick and choose your fights as him. Get back into a corner and it can be a swift and painful game over. Luckily, his Mayhem mode is the perfect solution to that. Once activated, Luis places down a bundle of dynamite that deals massive damage and will explode after a period of time has passed. But that's pussy shit. Why wait when you can shoot the fucking thing and blow it up immediately? Once it goes off, you're free to drop down another one again, and again, and again, until the Mayhem bar runs out. And did I mention that one of Luis's melee attacks is a fucking lead pipe? He's a badass. Play as him in the castle, get an A, and unlock the blast from Leon's past as your next character. Agent Jack Krauser, the man to beat, is an absolute tank. He is an upgraded TMP, a compound bow with explosive arrows, and an infinite fighting knife. Not to mention his unique knife fighting style that lets you beat the living crap out of anything you fight. I honestly didn't use the TMP all too much outside of Ganados holding Molotovs or dynamite or the rocket launchers. Moving on. Because of how fucking good his melee is. You can stun lock Ganados all the way up to the end of the match, and kill them quickly and effectively too. Use the explosive bow on bosses to deal a high chip damage, use the knife on normal Ganados, and use grenades on big groups to avoid getting stun locked yourself. His Mayhem Mode has him calling upon the power of the Plagas, making him go into his boss fight form to bring down hell on his enemies. He has 2 attacks, a normal swipe that doesn't drain your Mayhem bar, and a forward lance thrust that drains the fuck out of it. The only issue I have with his Mayhem Mode is that he is slower than me getting out of bed in the morning while it's active. But with such an amazing kid like that, I can almost excuse it. But this final mercenary is arguably the namesake of this entire game mode. He is the mercenary, the human unit never killed. H.U.N.K. Unlocked by getting an A rank as Krauser, he carries an upgraded LE5, a boot knife, and a couple grenades. Beauty in simplicity. He has a Mayhem mode that lets you have infinite ammo in your SMG for a short period of time. The LE5 is honestly perfect for this game mode. Because of its ability to pierce 5 enemies, and with the constant swarming of them, you can really make short work of any horde that might be trying to get you down. And fans of the original will surely remember this beautiful trick. If you get the drop on an enemy, any enemy, boss included, you can sneak behind them and snap their fucking neck. Bad ass. Rip and tear until it is done, sweet summer child. There's a reason they call him the Reaper. All in all, as cool as this game mode is, it's incredibly lacking compared to the original. No special unlocks aside from the hand cannon, no special challenges, and God, what a sausage fest. What happened to Ada? Is she too good for us? Has she really abandoned Leon for good? Will he have to instead put in overtime with Ashley? None of that is the point, but come on! I miss her, damn it. Luis is nice too, though, but it's just not the same. It's incredibly bare bones, and honestly may have been a bit rushed, but it gives us something to do in the meantime while we wait for the potential remake of the Separate Ways campaign, so I'll take what I can get. Fun game mode, really only good for killing time. 4 out of 5. But what do you think, kid? What's your favorite mercenary? Who do you think is the best? Leon for his function over form, Luis for his crowd control and raw power, Krauser for his built different tankiness and skill with a knife, or the ever edgy H.U.N.K? Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on the new Mercenaries mode. But until then, sweet summer child, I'll see you around. Auf Wiedersehen and au revoir.